This is a message from your guides reading for the Andromedan star being. And I have 3 crystals for this reading that I'm starting with. And I'm going to go ahead, I'll show you those in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and surround us in some protective space with my peacock ore. Okay, so peacock ore, as I might have mentioned to you before, because I might have pulled this for some of your readings already, but this has to do with maintaining all of the chakras. Is of all of these different color variations, it's really associated with all of the various ones versus one in particular. So it's all about cleansing them, maintaining them. Now I've also pulled my purple fluorite. So this has to do with psychic abilities and your third eye, your crown chakra as well. But your third eye, and it has to do with meditating, it has to do with gaining clarity, being focused, and also a lot of psychic protection from this stone also. And then I have my tiger's eye here. So this is a really, really physical stone. I was actually playing root chakra music when I was creating the sacred space in the room. So this stone is definitely in alignment with that. It's very physical, and it kind of brings the whole idea of the tiger and how sort of strong and flexible it is and the stamina that it has. And then emotionally as well, this increases confidence, endurance. I don't know why I want to say speed as well. Speed, agility, flexibility, strength, but then also groundedness. Okay, yeah, there's something about manifesting as well, which makes sense. So manifesting, and that's what is being referred to with speed. So as well, speed with things, manifesting, and there's a feeling like this would be a good crystal for you to get, for you to have around you. I feel like even if you already were to have this crystal, I feel like you should get more. So this is a crystal that you can almost, that it feels like maybe have like 2 or 3 of, 2, 3, 4, just kind of around you. And it feels like charging them with the intent of things manifesting more quickly, things coming into fruition more, more easily, more quickly. There are some fairy kind of energies around you, which is odd. I'm not sure if I've picked up on that around you before. You end up sometimes with these sort of guides that come in. They're not exactly guides that contracted with you. They're just sort of friends or something, like entities that you have had some kind of connection with in a past life, or just they know one of your other guides, and so they're around you, or even just they're attracted to you because of your personality. Um, and again, having to do with past lives that you've had as well, and you're sort of this collection of various energies that you have in your aura because of that, and your sort of openness to other places and other realms, but even in past lives as well. So you end up with a lot of guides around you that just help you with sort of spontaneous things, like whatever you're needing in the moment. You can attract a different presence to be around you that can help you with that specific thing. And fairies are all about instant manifestation. They can really warp time and cause you to just sort of travel instantaneously um, into one dimension or out of it, or one place. And they're showing me your solar plexus and you meditating and really focusing on your solar plexus, and making sure that that's really cleared and charged. And it feels like you're going to notice a difference within yourself, but it also feels like things will manifest more smoothly and more quickly, because it feels like as you're coming down into those manifestation chakras, that's like the first one. That's like the first major center where we talk about manifesting. And obviously, if it's blocked, then those energies can't really pass down through into the more grounding chakra, which would be your root chakra. And then, of course, there are chakras underneath the root chakra as well. So it feels like this is kind of where blocks start in that way. This being the first manifestation chakra, it feels like this is the one that you would need to clear first. But not only that, the solar plexus is thought of as this little sun, and so it's like charges all of the other chakras, it regenerates them, and it brings all of this energy and liveliness, and this same idea of the tiger's eye. Okay, there's definitely a lot of solar plexus energy with that stone, a lot of ambition, drive, creativity comes from this stone as well, but also the solar plexus. And that's sort of the theme with the solar plexus. It has this very charging energy. But even with the physical body, it helps with things like endurance, stamina, strength, the immune system, and being able to fight off different diseases, or even things like weakness. Even feelings like not getting enough vitamins or something. It feels like a feeling like if something isn't almost circulating through your blood. Because your guides are saying you can almost think of like if you were to take some kind of tonic with like a lot of strong like herbal medicines, and it was supposed to give you some kind of boost, and sort of fire up your engines and help you fight like cold or some kind of something that you feel like you're catching, for instance. And that's all more talking about the physical, but you can sort of transfer this to other areas as well. Like if you have a doubt or something. So if you have something mentally trying to block you or emotionally that's trying to sort of take hold or come in and block you. If you have a strong solar plexus, it can help you to sort of override that and overcome that because of all the confidence that it exudes. And it's certainly the polar opposite of self-doubt. So it increases your confidence, your stamina, your endurance, and sort of your sense of self and respect for yourself, your self-esteem. And it brings you a lot closer to your goals. But they're also saying they're also reminding that it also makes you feel worthy of them. So it makes you feel worthy of achieving goals. It also feels like you're in a good place right now. Like as far as emotionally, it feels like there's just this feeling like you're getting happier, you're getting a little looser and more upbeat, and you're coming into your energy a bit more, like you're coming into your own a bit more. There's something going on here with the third eye, but I'm not sure exactly what that is yet. Okay. Because this feels like it feels like two different energies here, which is why it's almost a little bit harder to decipher. Because on the one hand, there's this energy, well, your third eye helps you create visions for yourself, sort of your plans, your goals. It's a very intuitive chakra, obviously, so it can sort of help you connect to your purpose and what that is. And it's also just under the crown chakra. And so also with the crown chakra, your guides can even help to, or your own higher self, it can help you to, it sort of like passes visions down from them as well, and general guidance as well. And then this flows right into the third eye, which this is more about you as a person, not so much connecting to guides and things like that. It's your general intuition, your psychic self, your psychic nature, and that's where that's housed. But it also helps you to see things clearly. And obviously, it helps you mentally as well. So, not only psychically, even though a lot of times we kind of focus on that, that's what we're taught about the third eye, but it also helps you in this general sense of being able to focus um, and being able to write down your goals, your dreams, and see clearly what you can do to obtain them. It also helps you to get a sense of blocks or things that might impede you. So it's this sort of general kind of knowing as well that it helps with, or again, general intuition. So on the one hand, there's something going on here, um, which kind of feels like a block, but this doesn't feel like your third eye is blocked exactly. This is more feeling like something from some lower chakra is in the process of releasing, it feels like, and it feels like it's going up this way. And that's where it's releasing. So a lot of times when some kind of block releases, a lot of times it will like escape from somewhere. It will go up through your head, or it'll go down through your feet or even your hands sometimes. But your head is kind of the most common place, um, because all of these blocks and everything, they definitely started from beliefs that we had. And your head obviously kind of represents that, because that's where we house our brain. And so as well, we think of this as being like our mind, that center where we would store our beliefs, and things like that. So when a belief is leaving, this is like a sort of a common area for it to escape from in the end, even if the source of this belief is housed in some other chakra. That's sort of, um, you can say, how do I say that? That it goes along with, in a sense. So in other words, that it goes against. So something the opposite of the chakra. But it's still going to release through your head. So that still feels more like a positive thing. You just don't want it to get stuck there. But again, your guides are sending me this feeling of focusing on the solar plexus. And it feels like the solar plexus, and removing that block there will also completely remove this one. And then this thing feels almost like visions and goals and desires that aren't coming to pass, or that can't come to pass, and they're blocked in some way. And a sort of like frustration about them, or wanting things to move more quickly. But also a feeling like wanting them to move more quickly when it isn't exactly their uh, appropriate time for them to go ahead and manifest. So even an impatience, but also like a hindrance, or a block when it comes to moving forward, even when it is the right time. Um, because obviously not everything is always blocked because it's not the appropriate time. Some things are blocked just because maybe they're meant to be happening, but something is too blocked for them to manifest right now, or maybe there isn't like some appropriate time. It just has to do with whenever you're ready, which means whenever you have released this block or these hindrances that are in your way, then it naturally clears and something manifests. And that's usually how it happens. So it's whenever you're ready, a lot of the time is the appropriate time. Sometimes, obviously, we've contracted for various things, or sometimes we really just need to let go and just allow ourselves to sort of experience not moving forward, and that's really the most appropriate thing right then. But that's not what your energy is saying right now. I feel like um, your guides and even because of these new energies coming in around you and the focus of this reading, this has more been about you pushing through things, but sort of automatically, and being allowed to move forward um, in a more kind of feels like tremendous way, in a more noticeable or tangible way, where it becomes physical. So we're working on manifesting our dreams and our desires into the physical now. And it feels like that's something that your energy, you're coming into that more and more. And it also feels like that's speeding up. And that has to do with the state that you're in. Now you have your actual guides around you as well. There's one from Andromeda who's showing up. Um, but most of your actual guides though are stepping back a little bit, it feels like, and they're letting these uh, kind of newbie guides come in. Not new in the sense of guiding, but just like new to being around you or your energy, because these don't feel like guides that you've had before. Although, like I said, some of these definitely feel like energies that you've bumped into. And they wanted me to say it that way, like newbie guides, new guides. Um, but now I'm understanding that. So that's also connected to this idea of this new energy coming in. So they're not just stepping back and allowing some uh, new energies from these guides to come in, and they can direct you or sort of direct this thing that needs to happen right now. It's like they were saying, sometimes temporary guides come in and they just help you with this or that thing. Um, this is also just feeling like this general sense that they are stepping back a little bit from all of their guidance. That they're still guiding you, obviously, but it feels like it's more becoming about just let this sort of energy flow in and flow out and manifest whatever it needs to. And then we'll sort of step in with the next step, it feels like. And all these fairies are like really, really happy and kind of bouncy, and like they have a sense of humor and sort of even like a kind of relief coming through them. So they're also soothing and healing at the same time as being sort of kind of going along with the tiger's eye idea, but in a little bit of a different way. But still increasing things like stamina and like general energy, and sometimes just a higher vibration can do that, and a higher emotion can do that. So I feel like that's also the reason for you to have started feeling better, and it feels like you're going to keep feeling better the more that you're in tune with these energies coming in, because it feels like that's part of their sort of job as well, and their sort of goal. is to make you happy, increase your like general mood. It also is feeling like health though. Increasing your health and making that more optimal, increasing self-esteem, increasing tolerance for others, so helping your relationships go a bit better, more smoothly. Okay, they were sending me this word incongruous. Um, and I didn't know what that meant. So not in harmony or keeping with the surroundings or other aspects of something. Okay, so they're saying that they're removing things that aren't in harmony or things that are off balance or that throw you off balance. So they remove hindrances and they speed things up because when you clean out blocked areas, then the energy can pass through. It can pass through like water or more like fire though in this case. It feels like there's still this flow, like this idea of water, but it has this very charged energy like fire with it, but it doesn't feel like the water puts it out. So this is like a spiritual fire that can't be put out by water. So these are two forces that are working very well together, even though you would think of them as opposing one another, because water is very relaxed and it's more about the feminine and allow things to be as they are or allow things to flow, which you need right now. But then there's also this fire energy, this masculine energy that is also very important right now for manifesting. So there's this very there's this balance that they're coming in with that will help things manifest a lot faster because you have to allow manifestation. So you have both of those things coming together right now, both allowance and manifestation, the force to manifest something. And so that's what causes actual manifestation is having this equal balance of both of those things. So there's an equal force and an equal allowance. And they're saying that obviously both of these are forces, but one is more outward and it is sort of charging forward, and the other is they're saying more like observing. It's sitting back. It's knowing what's going to happen, what's going to manifest, and it's looking forward to it in this expectant, happy way. So it's allowing it to come to itself. But then this other energy is maybe doing things that still need to be done in order for that to happen, but it's being guided with its intuition, which is this other water energy. So it's very, very balanced. We're doing what our intuition is telling us so that we can manifest something, and we're also allowing it to happen and take place in our lives. to bring it about in this grounded way. And that's the other thing about Tiger's Eye, which I know I already mentioned, but they're bringing it up again, how grounding it is. That it's a very grounding stone. And that's what needs to happen in order for something to manifest. It has to ground down. It has to become a grounded vision. And they're saying that once it reaches this certain energy point and this certain vibration, then suddenly it's just there and it arrives and it manifests. Even if it seems like it took a long time, it's actually about it reaching a certain height of vibration, and also you can say depth, deepness, because at the same time it has to ground. Okay, so that is all that your guides have to say for this reading. So thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. As always, I truly hope that it benefits you. Thank you very much. Namaste.